Hello, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Victoria. I'm a mum of 5 in the UK. On this channel I do home education, homemaking, low income living and the occasional charity shop haul. All my large family mum unfiltered raw vlogs are now on Patreon. I'll link that below if that interests you, or if you'd just like to support me so I can carry on doing this and not quit it to get a job at Iceland. I'm worried this video will come across as judgmental, and I don't mean it as judgmental. I mean, we're all doing our best as parents, and I think a lot of these pressures are things that parents aren't happy with themselves. They've been pushed on them because of culture or what they see on social media or a sense of guilt. So what I'm talking about today, once, I think it was in Juno magazine, I read an article that was on about, it was a few years ago now, it was on about she's not going to over-structure and over-schedule her children this summer. She's going to let them have a 1970s style summer, where your summer days just seem to go on forever because you wake up in the morning, it's sunny, you've no plans, you can do whatever you want, and the days just sort of stretch ahead. Just riding your bike or playing or going out with you, walking the fields with your friends or whatever. Just a nice, unstructured, relaxed 1970s style summer. And that's kind of the root of where this is coming from. I also saw a headline that said kid rotting, another made up term that they get. A lot of these made up terms are from America, aren't they? Kid rotting. I stopped overscheduling my kids and they all thrived. And I think sometimes we do overschedule kids, whether it's school time or in summer. I know a family where the kid's 6, he goes to school all day, and every single night, straight after school, he's doing a club. He's doing some kind of club every single night. And his father was telling me that on the Monday night, because he's tired anyway, because he's only 6, because he's gone back to school that day, he'll fall asleep in the car on the way to one of these clubs, and they have to wake him up to get him to go into the club. And then as soon as he's done with the club, they go home and it's like tea bed, and it's like that every night. And then he was like, when he's older he can decide what clubs he wants to drop. And I'm thinking, well, one, when do you see him? Because he's at school and then he goes straight to a club and then he goes straight to bed. But 2, if he's falling asleep between school and groups, it's too much. It's too much when you're 6. Where's the time? And a lot of parents do this, or the kid will do. And I'm not talking about working parents here. Both of these parents I'm talking about don't work. So I'm not shaming working parents. I know for a fact that, it's difficult. But I know kids, and they're like 6, 7, and they do breakfast club at school, a full 7 hours at school, after school club, then they'll go to another club, and then they go straight to bed when they get in. It's too much. I mean, that's doing a longer day than an adult does at work. And where's the time? Where's the time for just sitting on a beanbag, sucking your thumb, chilling out? Where's the time for watching their favourite programme on telly? Where's the time for just sitting in the garden and just daydreaming? Where's the time for playing with their favourite toy, or just being silly on the swing, or making up games with leaves and water in the garden? Where's the time for it if they're overscheduled all the time? I also think it's good to just let kids have some space to breathe and be kids. And I think there's this pressure that if you're not providing them with everything and all the opportunities and all the clubs, you're failing as a parent, and you're really not. You're really, really not. Think about when we were kids. When we were kids, you went to school and you either didn't go to any clubs because your mum and dad couldn't afford it. You just played with your friends, or you just played, or your mum would say to you, you can go to this club or this club, you've got to pick one because we can only afford one. And we was perfectly happy. And I think this pressure during school holidays, during the summer, to be taking your kids to big fancy things every couple of days or every week. And it's nice to go on holiday, and it's nice to have a couple of big ticket days out, big ticket coach trips, or a trip to the zoo, but you don't have to be doing it every day, and you don't have to be doing it every week even. One that's going to stress you out and kill your budget, and you have to work to pay for all these clubs. You're going to have to work more. And apart from the fact it's going to stress you out financially, how can you thoroughly enjoy and appreciate something if you've no time to digest it afterwards, or no time to look forward to it and get excited about it, because it's like, right, on to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the next thing. I just think we need to ignore this culture of, if you're not busy all the time and you're not overscheduling them all the time, you're failing, because you're really not. Especially if they go to school, or especially if they've got loads of clubs on normally, let them have a 1970s summer. Let them chill out and just relax. And I promise you, if you do that, you'll enjoy the slower pace of life. And then when their clubs start up again, you'll be thinking, oh, I can't believe the club's starting back up again. I know it's good to have kids at clubs, because you're thinking, oh, that's a bit of time they're going to be off their tablet, or that's a bit of time they're going to be off their screen. They don't have to be on their tablet or the screen if they're at home. And sometimes it's good to get bored, because that's when you come up with your most imaginative ideas, your most imaginative crafts, your most imaginative games. There's a lot to be said for doing nothing and just chilling out together. So I hope you don't find this preachy. I hope you find it encouraging, that you don't have to be going at 100 miles an hour all the time, and your kids don't have to be going at 100 miles an hour all the time. That's my little 2p. So I hope you find encouragement in what I've said, and not thought, oh, here we go, just because she can't afford for her kids to go to clubs every day. But we used to do a lot of clubs, because home education, people pressure you, oh, they need to socialise. We used to do stuff every single day before COVID. But bearing in mind, mine are good school as well as. And then, like on a few home ed parents, during lockdown, when a lot of these clubs stopped, we didn't miss them. The kids didn't miss them. And then after lockdown, we cut down on how many clubs they did. And I'm not the only home ed parent who says that, because we realised that it was just too much. And why was we doing it? We was doing it so we could say to other people who don't agree with us anyway, oh, they need to socialise. Yeah, they are socialising, but that doesn't mean they have to go 100 miles an hour every day. So, I'll see you next time, my loves.